Hey, my handsome ladies and gentlemen, this is Shmeaty. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Sprigatito Community Day brought us Meowscarada with the move Frenzy Plant, and also Flower Trick, but we're not going to talk about that one. Nevertheless, I've been known as the weird grass type guy, so you know I have to run this Pokemon. Now bear in mind, it is pretty difficult to team build around something like a grass and dark type, because you are weak to basically everything in the meta. You're weak to poison, fighting, fairy, ice. Everything you can think of, you're probably weak to. So, all that being said, without further ado, let's just hop in and see what Meowscarada can now do in the Open Great League. Kicking things off with game number 1, Meowscarada is going to lead into a Dunsparce, probably one of the few good leads you will ever see running this Pokemon. Nevertheless, Meowscarada is on the fast move Leafage, so it is a 2-turn move, 7 energy per fast move, so about 3.5 energy per turn there. That's a whole lot of nerd talk out the way. We are going to build up. They're going to bring in a Pidgeot, snipe me with a Gust, but fortunately it does not KO. I'm going to switch out into the Talonflame. Talonflame is going to win CMP over the Pidgeot. Honestly, I didn't know when the hell to throw my energy there. If I threw another Incinerate, I would have got one for free, but nevertheless, we are perfectly fine with no shielding this move. I do not anticipate that this Pidgeot is going to Brave Bird me, knowing that they have a job to do in the back, so they are going to fire off the Feather Dance. I'm firing off my Brave Bird now because I really don't care about my Talonflame in this situation. They're going to put up their shield. Down goes both shields on the Pidgeot, and now we can come back in with the Typhlosion. Typhlosion has unfinished business with the rest of this trainer's team. They are going to fire off another Feather Dance here, but that's only going to allow me to get an even fatter Incinerate down. Incinerate all the way down the Pidgeot, bringing back in the Meowscarada, spamming that Meowscarada button, and we are hitting the Frenzy Plant into an incoming Quagsire. Quagsire gets absolutely deleted. I wouldn't want to play anymore either. GG's to this trainer. Meowscarada is looking to put me on fraud watch for all of the smack talk I've given it so far. It's going to be Meowscarada leading into a Gastrodon, and it's going to be a Drifblim safe switch. Now this team is screaming the Wigglytuff back here, but I was not thinking that at the time. Will not lie to you. We are going to be able to grab a shield from the incoming Drifblim with our Typhlosion counter switch, and I love bringing in Typhlosion here because I can guarantee either both of the Drifblim shields or switch advantage. Either one works for me. We're going to build up as much energy as we can and fire off another Thunder Punch onto the Drifblim. Drifblim is going to shield up here, and now the smarter play here would honestly be bringing in Meowscarada, because Meowscarada should be able to commit to, if not a farm down, probably not, firing off a Night Slash before they're able to make their second move. Nevertheless, we are going to bring in Meowscarada now, and this energy lead hopefully will come in quite handy. Meowscarada is able to get the farm down to the Drifblim. In comes the Wigglytuff, and Wigglytuff is going to take a massive amount of damage. Look at the Frenzy Plant connect onto the Wigglytuff. That is a lot of damage if ever I've seen it. Looking for that Night Slash. Unfortunately, it is not to be. Our Talonflame is not very healthy here, and we have to make 2 moves before the Gastrodon is able to make a Body Slam, where we will lose this game. So we are going to fire off 1 Incinerate and a Fly, and this has to put them in a range where a Brave Bird will KO. 1 more Incinerate and another Fly. I didn't even tap the Brave Bird button. This could have been a potential lose con, but the Fly KOs the Gastrodon. GG's to this trainer. In the next game, it's going to be Meowscarada leading into Malamar. Pretty interesting lead here. Fortunately, we are resisting the Psywave fast move pressure, and that's always a position you would like for your Meowscarada to be in. When it's not taking a whole lot of damage from fast move pressure, it can absolutely just gain a whole bunch of energy advantage and do just like we are going to do here. They baited us with the Foul Play for the first move, but that just means we're going to be able to handily outpace to the double Night Slash, and now the double Night Slash is going to potentially prompt a shield from the Malamar. They are not going to shield it, so that just means we're going to bring in the Typhlosion. They are still alive with that Malamar as they switch into a Quagsire. Quagsire not going to have a good time absorbing a Blast Burn here, but they kind of have to. They're down a shield, and now they're going to fire off a move here. I do not need to shield this. The Aqua Tail lands, KOs the Typhlosion there, and now in comes Meowscarada. Meowscarada gets the double Leafage farm down, and now they bring in the Malamar only to get farmed down. What do you have in the back? It's going to be the Dugong, and now Dugong is going to have to be forced to either shield up this Night Slash bait or make an insane brain call. We get the Night Slash boost, not quite able to reach that Frenzy Plant. That would have did insane amounts of damage. Double Night Slash, however, will suffice. They're going to be able to fire off a move here, and now we're okay with whatever outcome this is. Reason being is because this Icy Wind will not KO, and the next Icy Wind they're able to make also will not KO. So just for added BM, we're going to no-shield both of this opponent's moves. GG's to this trainer. In the next game, it's going to be a much more tricky lead for us to deal with. It's going to be Meowscarada leading into Charge-a-Bug, and I don't really have the cleanest response, so we're going to do a couple of leafages and then switch into the Talonflame, looking to get that coveted switch and sneak, but it works out in our favor anyway as we sneak a full Incinerate due to the opposing trainer's timing, and now they're going to bring in the Dugong. We sneak another Incinerate through, and we are in a massively good position because of that. They're going to fire off an Icy Wind. I'm firing off the Brave Bird. You can debuff me all you want, but you are not going to be able to slow down this Brave Bird damage. They opt to no shield, and that does a massive amount of damage to a very problematic Pokemon for the rest of our team to see, especially with how down on shields we are. They're going to no shield it, maybe thinking that this Pokemon is the key to victory for them, but it absolutely is not. They're going to bring in the Charge-a-Bug, and Charge-a-Bug is going to have a tough time dealing with this Meowscarada. They're going to have the X-Scissor about to be fired off, but not before we're able to grab a shield with the Night Slash. Meowscarada goes down to the double super effective X-Scissor, but now Typhlosion comes in, and before they're even able to make a move, they're going to get farmed down. And what do they have in the back? It's going to be an Abomasnow. Okay, sometimes when you run Meowscarada, you need a little bit of luck on your side, okay? Look, I couldn't have called the Abomasnow Charge-a-Bug core, but this trainer had it, and that's going to be a GG. Getting into the next game, and wow, what a terrible lead. Meowscarada into Annihilate. We're going to have to switch out into Typhlosion here. We can't really put our hard answer on this Pokemon. They're going to counter switch with their Toxapex, but this isn't the Typhlosion answer this trainer's thinking it is. Typhlosion, with the Thunder Punch buff, is easily able to handle Toxapex. They're able to grab a shield off of me here, but I can overfarm to have back-to-back Thunder Punches here with little to no repercussion. So I have the back-to-back here. If they decide to shield, they would have to shield twice. So I'm thinking they're just going to let go of the Toxapex, and indeed they do. Now, I could undertap the Thunder Punch if they bring back in the Annihilate, but instead I watch to make sure that that's what they're doing, and they bring in a Diggersby. Diggersby is going to be having to shield up a Blast Burn because that would do massive damage onto the Diggersby. And now we have alignment, and we can put Meowscarada onto the Diggersby. They're going to bring in their Annihilate here. I really can't afford to shield my Talonflame regardless of what move this is. Even if it was a Shadow Ball, I really can't afford to shield here. So we're going to no-shield the Rage Fist. Rage Fist does a lot of damage, and now they're at another. Here, I guess I kind of have to shield this one and just hope that our Talonflame can do something here in the end game. We are going to go for an undercharge on this fly, looking to get an extra Incinerate here, and the trainer does not switch out. That's perfect. We are going to fire off this Brave Bird immediately to lower our defense as quickly as possible to give them as little farm as possible. They shield the Brave Bird, and their lose con has been sighted because Meowscarada will now be able to match pace to this next Fire Punch on the CMP tie. We make the Frenzy Plant, and this Frenzy Plant, spoiler alert, is going to be enough to KO the Diggersby. GG's to this trainer. Getting into the next game, and it's going to be Meowscarada into a Miltank. One thing I've learned about Miltank is whenever you need it to not be on the super effective coverage move, it's always on the super effective coverage move. So if you really need it not to be on Thunderbolt, it's probably on Thunderbolt. And if you really need it not to be on Ice Beam, it's probably on Ice Beam. Speaking of, I am going to shield up and respect the potential Ice Beam here, and indeed it is an Ice Beam. They threw that on 5 exactly, so the pacing there is now going to be 4 more rollouts. We're going to go for the CMP tie, which is 6 leafages into the 4 rollouts there, and that is going to be enough to pick up a KO. They're going to bring in their Wigglytuff in the back, and they have 2 shields and a Shadow Hypno and a Wigglytuff on their team. Things are looking a little scary here in the end game, as if Shadow Hypno is able to get enough of an energy lead here, we may very well be cooked. They are going to fire off a move here. I'm going to respect it. They're going to Thunder Punch me right back, and I'm going to Thunder Punch them one more time, hoping that they don't shield this for whatever reason, and they are going to double shield the Hypno. This is a problem, as I'm not going to be able to make another Thunder Punch. Down goes my Typhlosion, and in comes Meowscarada, but we have the Night Slash banked. With the Night Slash being banked, we can easily just bring in the Talonflame, and this game is very easy and straightforward. From here, we just fire off the Brave Bird as soon as we get it, and Wigglytuff will be no longer. GG's to this trainer. We're getting into the final game of the video. Meowscarada leading into a Jumpluff, probably the worst possible lead Meowscarada can see, shy of like a Talonflame. We're going to save switch into our Typhlosion, and we bait out the Dunsparce, and now we're firing off this Thunder Punch immediately. The reason being for this is because I need to get shields down from this Dunsparce immediately if I have any chance of winning this game. I also do need to flip switch advantage, so some plays need to be made, and going straight Blast Burn and getting them both shielded is not the plays we're talking about. We're firing off a Thunder Punch here. Thunder Punch will either grab a shield or KO the Dunsparce from this range. They are not throwing their move. I believe they had enough energy for a move there. Not entirely sure what the Dunsparce player was farming up to there, but the Thunder Punch KOs, and now they're going to bring in an Annihilate for this game. Far from over, but we know our Meowscarada is effectively useless here, and we are going to need to be carried by our Talonflame here. Fortunately, Talonflame has a very straightforward win con. Just farm up to 100 energy, shield the second Rage Fist, and this game cannot possibly be won by the opposing trainer. We're looking to build up once again to 100 energy. They bring in the Jumpluff, and this is only going to be an Aerial Ace. This will do less damage than a Rage Fist from the Annihilate, even though they've reset their boost. So I'm just going to Brave Bird the Jumpluff, fly the Annihilate, and with 100 energy, this game is a very straightforward win, and Talonflame does indeed carry the Meowscarada once again. GG's to this trainer. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and my final thoughts on Meowscarada are as follows. Although it did get buffed with Frenzy Plant, it is unfortunately still not the most viable Pokemon in the Open Great League, as is probably a surprise to absolutely nobody watching this video. Meowscarada's defensive typing is as such that if it walked outside to check its mailbox, it would probably find something that it was weak to on the way there. So with the terrible combination of horrific defensive typings in Grass and Dark, and pretty subpar to slow at best pacing, it struggles quite a bit. It would really need, with its stat product, a lot quicker pacing to see true viability, and even something, I guess the most relative Pokemon I could think of with a similar dilemma is Greninja. Greninja has the pacing on its side, but its stat product still means that it's oftentimes not seen in higher level or competitive play. You can bust it out here and there to have some fun, but at the end of the day, you're probably not going to be wanting to build your Meowscaradas for the Open Great League, unless you're looking to have some fun like me. And fun it was, so fair enough. All that being said, thanks again so much for watching. This has been Shmeaty. I hope to see you guys again next time, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.